Hey, good morning everybody. This is Matt Reisinger of the Reisinger Homes. Welcome to my video blog on grain building and building science. I'm here in Westlake on a new construction house my company's building. Heimseth Architects is the architect on the project. I wanted to show you a quick front view of the house, and then we're going to go around back. The purpose of this video is to talk about exterior rigid foam insulation and specifically how we're using that on a vented galvalume metal roof. Pretty neat project though. From the front elevation, one thing I did want you to see is that we've wrapped the house in that white foam. That's 3/4 inch foam, rigid foam on the outside. So we wrapped the house in our Tyvek Commercial D house wrap first. Then we applied the rigid foam on the outside, and we're using that same detail on the roof where we've put a water and ice protection, a WIP high temperature made by Carlisle on the entire roof. And then we've added a 3/4 rigid foam on top of that with a venting system in our metal roof. So let's go to the back of the house and we'll show you some details of how that works. Hey, one detail I wanted to show you real quick before we got to the back of the house is I wanted to show you how we're venting this house. A lot of houses in Texas are vented very traditionally at the eaves where the entire attic is ventilated. In our case, if you've been watching my videos, we do all our houses with a spray foamed roof assembly so that our air conditioning systems are within the thermal envelope of the house. So when it comes to venting our roofs, we need to vent between the roof deck and the roof itself. And the way that we do that is on this house, we used a corrugated product. This is by Coravent, and it's called I think it's called Raft-A-Vent. And so this is a strip product that's been installed right up here. You can see this is our fascia right here, and then that is installed right up here with kind of a second layer of fascia on this outside. And then you're gonna see in just a second how we've laid the roof on top of 1x4 lath, so we can vent it between the roof and the metal. So let's go around back and I'll show you some more details on that. Alright, so we're in the back of the house and you can see we're actually starting to lay some panels. We've got quite a few panels on there. This is a galvalume roof, which is my favorite roof to use here in Austin. Galvalume's highly reflective and provides a radiant barrier for our roofs. It's also just a great metal color because it's not a painted on finish. A couple things I wanted to show you on here is we've got the roof behind me here. We've laid that water and ice protection, the WIP 300 HT, on first, and it's a little tough to tell, but then on top of that is our 3/4 rigid foam, and then we've done our lath system. So they've run the lath on a diagonal and a 45 on that roof, and the reason being is so that airflow through that venting system that I showed you on the front of the house is running from the front of that fascia all the way up to our ridge, and then it's venting out at the ridge. And really what we're trying to do is just trying to get the heat out of there a little bit, and if any moisture does penetrate through some of those seams in the future, there's a pathway for that moisture to get out and that roof is not all sandwiched in there. We've got the 3/4 rigid foam up there to help us again with thermal bridging and add an extra layer of insulation to the house. We have that everywhere in this house on exterior walls and the roof system. And then I did want to show you one last thing. My roofer has also provided an extra layer of protection at the valleys where we already have our water and ice protection underneath, but then we lay a continuous 3/4 plywood at those valley areas, and then layer another layer of water and ice protection. I don't know why I can't say that word. So really this is the very best practice roof for Austin, Texas, and I highly recommend this system if you're building a new home or even if you're remodeling, and especially when you're doing a conditioned attic space like we are in this house, which we really should be doing if you're building a new house in this hot and humid climate. Thanks for joining me, everybody. We'll see you on a future video.
Hey everybody, one post note here. I felt like I needed to zoom in just a little bit. This is that core vent at the fascia here, and then if you zoom up to the roof, you can see there's that lath that's running all the way continuous to the ridge, and then we've got here in the valley that continuous with the ice and water shield, and then there's that beautiful reflective galvalume roof. Look at that, taking the sun's heat, sending it right back to the sky. It's a great roof system. All right, everybody, have a good day. We'll see you next time.